It's about Zionism and Judaism. So we understand what is A, what is B from the horse's mouth. So the agenda today is we'll have the first 1 hour shared between Rabbi Elhanan Beck and Rabbi Sofer to provide to us an understand of Zionism and Judaism. And then we'll get the same from Sheikh Imran from an Islamic prophetic point of view. So the first hour with the rabbis, the second hour with Sheikh Imran, and then we'll open the floor. We'll open everything to the floor for questions and answers for the final hour. And we'll close at the Adhan of Maghrib. Just so you know, the lay of the land here is that we've got bathrooms at the top right hand corner there. And if somebody comes in, they want to make the Asr prayer, it's over there on the left hand corner. And we've got tea, coffee, biscuits on the left hand side. If you want to help yourself, feel free. And then we have a bookshelf where Sheikh Imran's books are up for sale at the back there. Okay, then, so if there's no further questions, then I'll pass the mic to Rabbi Elhanan Beck to give us an understand of Zionism and Judaism. When did it start? How did it start? Where is it heading? And how will it end? Thank you, Rabbi Beck.
Thank you. Hello. Thank you for giving the opportunity to speak and to bring out the differences between Judaism and Zionism.
Bring the microphone close.
Hello?
Yeah.
Yes. Okay. Yes, to explain what is that Judaism and what is Zionism. Thank you for giving me the opportunity for that. I will start from the beginning to understand.
Do you want to hold it in your hand?
Oh, no, it's not. We have to understand what means that Judaism. Judaism, it's looking down.
Maybe.
Okay. Judaism, it's not a race. It's not a nationality. Judaism is a pure religion. As I see, most of the people, maybe all of the people are here, Muslims, they will understand it much better. By speaking this way, they will understand better what is Islam. Islam is a religion. You can be a Muslim, an English Muslim, a French Muslim, you can be a Chinese, you can be a black, a white, it's no difference. Everybody who believes in the principles of Islam, he is a Muslim. Everybody who don't believe in these principles, then he is not considered as a Muslim. If somebody will tell you, I'm a Muslim, but I'm a non-believer, what you will tell him? Sorry, you are not a Muslim. He will say, how you can say that? I'm already a Muslim 10 generations. You will ask him again, you believing or you don't believe? He say no. Then you will tell him, you are not a Muslim. Because Islam is a religion. Have nothing to do, no depends where do you live, no depends on which background you're coming. And the same thing, if somebody going away from Islam is not counting as a Muslim. If somebody converts to Islam, he's the same Muslim as you. No difference on which background is coming. I'm sure I'm right.
Yes, alhamdulillah.
The same thing is Judaism. Judaism is a religion. It's not a race. It's not a nationality. This is a pure religion. Everybody who believes in this religion, he is considered as a Jew. Who not, unfortunately, is not a Jew. This is not my word. This is the words of my Maimonides. I'm sure that many people here knows about what's going on in this. He put it in Principles of Judaism in Sanhedrin, Sof Perik Chelek. Then he said everybody is clear in these principles is considered as a Jew. Everybody is not clear in that, is not considered as Jewish. Maybe he have the power to call himself Jew, he can do whatever he wants if he have the power to. But if you're looking in the reality, he's not a Jew. If somebody will say, I'm not a believer, but I'm a Muslim, and he have the power to stole the name of Islam and to make a big propaganda that doesn't give him the right that he is not a Muslim at the end of the day. He can say whatever name he wants, but he is not. It depends if you believe in it or not. The same thing is Judaism. So coming back to the point, what is Judaism? Jews, God gave them the Torah on the 3,500 years on the Mount Sinai. And these people, Jewish people, God gave them the Torah and they believe how to serve God closer, believing in God, and enlight the world with believing in God, to show the world how we have to serve God. Not everybody have to become Jewish at all. God gave for all the people 7 notes of Noah, and everybody will keep these notes, he will get his portion of paradise. And for Jewish people, God gave them the Torah, 613 laws, what we have to keep. So this is really Judaism, believing in God and keep the Torah. We'll come back later to this. Now let's go, what is Zionism? Zionism is a secular movement, has built up only 150 years ago, 140 years ago, by a secular person. His name is Neturei Herzl. He came from Vienna, Austria. He don't believe in God, he don't believe in the Torah, he don't believe in nothing. He didn't even make a circumcision for his own son. A circumcision really, by Jewish people, is even people what, unfortunately, they are secular, but still they're keeping a few key points. Yom Kippur, not eating pork, and one of that is making a circumcision for the children. However, he didn't do that and he was proud of it. He was completely a non-believer, he don't believe in God, he don't believe in nothing. He have a different look on Jewish people at all. He say, what will unite Jewish people? We know what unites Jewish people. Jewish people are united by the Torah. Jewish people are united by the religion. This is what one of the great sages said. One of the great rabbis, Rabbi Sati Guan, Ein imuseini imu elo b'terusa. That means Jews are only united by the Torah. Not by a land, not by a language, not by nothing. Only by the Torah we are united. And Muslim people will understand it better. What unites Muslim people? Only the religion unites the Muslim people. It's no difference where they live, no difference if it's language they're speaking. You don't have to speak Arabic to be a Muslim. You don't have to speak in the East to be a Muslim. No. What unites Islam? The religion. The same thing is about Judaism. What unites Jews is only the religion. But Zionists, they don't believe in Torah, they don't believe in God. So, they're thinking, what will unite the Jewish people? They come up with a secular solution. Okay, we will make our own country, and we will be united by a country, by a language, and so on. So, you can understand what Zionism has done. They took the religion, empty it out from the whole holiness, from the spiritual in that, and filling it in with nationalistic ideas. Completely. It's like if somebody will take Islam and he will say what means to be a Muslim. You have to live, I don't know, let's say, in Pakistan, in Iran, I don't know, one of the countries you have to live there, you have to speak Arabic, then you are a good Muslim. That means taking out, emptying out the whole religion, filling that in with materialistic, nationalistic
frame of mind.
Yes.
Mindset.
Yes, so to give it, just fill it in with completely a materialistic thing, but having got nothing to do with the religion, have nothing to do with God, have nothing to do with believing God, with a connection to God. This is exactly what the Zionists is doing with Judaism. In reality, Judaism, real Jews are still loyal to God, and they haven't got nothing to do with the Zionists, with the state of Israel. Again, when I'm speaking about Jews, I don't speaking about the 18 million Jews today in the world. Because unfortunately, from the 18 million Jewish people in the world, 16 million of them are completely secular. We are not considering them as Jews at all. I didn't want to offend anybody, but this is not my words. I cannot help them. These are the words of Maimonides. This is the Jewish religion. If you want to be Jewish, you have to keep the religion. You have to believe in God. If not, they are not considered Jewish. And I'm speaking only in behalf of people who looks like me, this type of people. We are concentrated mostly in Stamford Hill. I don't know if anyone here knows here Stamford Hill. Stamford Hill is a large neighborhood with thousands of Jewish people. In Stamford Hill you will not find even one Israeli flag in the whole area. This is, in general, an anti-Zionist area. I mean, I can say that most of them are anti-Zionist, and the rest of them are non-Zionist. Non-Zionist means they have nothing to do with Israel. They have their own lives, their prayers, their studies, their education, their businesses. Let's put it on this way, they will not shed a tear if the state of Israel will come to an end. It's not their business at all. There is a very small percentage in our area also what they are Zionists. Unfortunately, they look like me and they are Zionists, but they are a small percentage, thanks to God. Most of the area are non-Zionist, not most, 95% of the area, most of them are strong anti-Zionist. We have synagogues, thousands of Jewish people praying there, what are all awaiting the dismantlement of the state of Israel. Of course, everybody looks for peaceful dismantlement, nobody looks for bloodshed, but all of them praying and awaiting the dismantlement. The leading community in our area called Satmar. Satmar have in our area about 12, 13 synagogues. In a few of them, very large synagogues, they're praying there. Thousands of people. In Satmar is not the same as Neturei Karta, not agreeing with everything what we're doing. However, but in principle, against Zionism, they're 100% agreeing. They're not agreeing, they have other ways how to fight Zionism. We're going out on demonstrations, they have their own ways, but all of them are praying and awaiting the peaceful dismantlement of the state of Israel in full. No one of them agreeing with the state of Israel. Again, I come to the point to understand what is Judaism and what is Zionism. Judaism means a religion. Believe in God, trust in God, keep connected to God, pray to God. Zionism is ignore all the religion. Transform the religion, transform Judaism into a nationalistic movement. Fill it in with aspirations of nationality, immaterialistic things. How to fill it in, transforming the Jewish religion. So you can understand that Zionism really is the greatest enemy of the Jewish people. As I believe everyone will understand that. If somebody will take over someone's land, he's an occupier, like the Zionists, what the Zionists doing, and they're committing genocide for so many innocent people, men, women, and children in whole Palestine, especially in Gaza, especially in the last 2 years, what we're witnessing, what's going on in Gaza. You know, I mean, here in London, in England, we are not allowed to label anyone with names, so I didn't give them any names. I can only say what the truth is, that these pictures, what we're seeing now in Gaza, we didn't saw it the last 80 years. Last time when we saw it, it was in Poland under the Nazis. Again, I don't label anyone with names, we cannot label anyone with names, but unfortunately this is the situation that the pictures what we see there, the starving people there, the starving children. I cannot sleep in the night, we get crazy, what's going on there? But I come back to the point, we will come back later to this point. I just come back to the point that Zionism, when somebody take over someone's land, he is a strong enemy for him. But if somebody would take the religion, if somebody would take Islam, emptying that out of the religion, fill it in with nationalistic movement and say, this means Islam, and he will have the power, he will have millions of followers, and he will have the power of the media, this will much stronger and deeper enemy. This is not, it didn't take away the land. He take away the religion. He take away your connection with God. He take away much more from you. This is really what the Zionists doing with us. Therefore, Jewish people are the greatest enemy of the state of Israel. And they are waiting that the state of Israel will come to an end. A full end. 100%. This is what Jewish people waiting for and praying for that. The Zionists are our strongest enemies. And let's put it on this way. Even in case, if all the Palestinians will agree with the state of Israel, we will never agree with that. Never. We will never agree with that. Palestinians will also never agree with that. However, I just bring out that even they will agree with that, we will never agree with that. We are very, very strong enemies between Jews and between the Zionists. And I will try to explain it more, to understand it more. It's really something what we have to speak later, but I will bring it out now in the front just to understand it more. We often hear Netanyahu speaking on the media, waving the flag of the promised land, the promised land, the promised land. He tried to justify himself with the promised land. It's true that God promised a land for the Jewish people. However, when you look in the Torah, you will see that. This promise was only conditionally. God promised a land for the Jewish people under certain conditions. Numerous times in the Torah it's written, I will give you the land if you will keep a high level of life, a high moral of life. If not, you will be exiled of the land. Numerous of times, everybody who reads the Torah see that again and again and again and again, God say for Jewish people, only if you keep the high level, you will be promised the land. If not, you will be exiled the land. This part, the Zionists ignoring completely. They're just speaking about the promised land, but they're ignoring that the same God who gives the land for the Jewish people, the same God took it away from the Jewish people. We are now in exile by divine decree. Jewish people are believers in God. Believing doesn't mean when it's light. When it's light you can see, you don't have to believe. Believing means when it looks dark, nothing is dark, because everything what God is doing, it's light. But sometimes we have small minds, what we don't understand it. But we believing in God. Even when it looks dark. Jewish people are in exile. God sent us in exile. We are not lost our faith in God. We are not lost our trust in God. When God sent us in exile, we're staying in exile. I say every time, just to understand that, when a father say for a child, you are bad, stay in the corner for 10 minutes. He coming out. What means that? Couldn't care less about your punishment. Rebellion, I do whatever I want. The same thing when God sent Jewish people in exile. We staying in exile. We are not going out of exile by force. We are staying in exile. We take the punishment of the Almighty. We are not rebelling against Him. In reality, God promises to take us out from exile. We have a messianic belief. We will come back later to that maybe. I just want to point out, don't make a mistake, that Messiah will not be another Netanyahu. Messiah will not kill innocent men and women and children at all. Messiah will not come with physical power at all. Messiah will bring a spiritual man. He will bring a spiritual in our heart. Everybody will willingly serve the same God in harmony and peace. Maybe we will come back later to this point. Just, I mentioned Messiah, don't make a mistake. Messiah is not the same thing as Netanyahu at all. We Jewish people are believers in God. When God sends us in exile, we accept the decree of God. We are not rebellion against Him. The Zionists from the other side, they are non-believers, not in God, not in the Torah. So the Zionists say, why we are in exile? Why? They don't believe in God. They don't believe that God sent them in exile. Why we are in exile? And they say, Eina nili nili. If we will not help ourselves, nobody will help us. This is what the Zionist slogan. We have to stand up. If not, nobody will help us. They lost the trust in God completely. In the same, we have to rebel against God, against the decree of exile. Coming out, build up ourselves. This is the Zionist movement, but it's only 130, 140 years. So you can understand that Judaism is built up on trust in God, on loyalty in God, connection to God, even in dark times. Zionism is built up on don't believe in God, don't trust in God, rebel against God, help yourself, don't look on God, don't wait for Him. This is, you can understand that Zionism and Judaism are extremely opposite each other. It's in basic, they're completely opposite. Judaism is believing in God, trusting in God. Zionism is don't believe in God, go away from God. So you can understand Judaism and Zionism are diametrically opposed each other. This is, even the Zionists will build up the state in a free country, not on the head of Palestinian people. Especially when they're doing that on the head of other people by kill them, and by rob away the land from them. Of course, in the Torah it's written, don't kill, don't steal. This is in the Ten Commandments. This is exactly what the Zion is doing. Because when you lost you believing in God, you lost all your humanitarian.
Integrity.
Yes. You lost everything. The Zionists are behaving, again, I can't label them how they're behaving.
Savages.
But it's unbelievable what's going on there in Gaza. And of course, it doubles and triples the crime, more and more and more, 100 times more. And it's written in the Torah not to kill and not to steal the land. According to the Torah, the state of Israel have no right to exist, even not 1 inch of a land. We don't believe in a two-state at all. Because Jews are in exile, we have no right to run any land, even not 1 inch of them. According to the Torah, the whole land from the river to the sea should go back to the Palestinians in full. And this is the Torah teachings. And this is why we're coming out to explain for people. Unfortunately, the Zionists have the power of the media. Unfortunately, they have the power of the so-called Jewish people, the 18 million Jewish people. What I tell you, that 60 million of them, unfortunately, are secular. We don't count them as Jews. But the Zionists have the power. And they say, no, they are Jews. The real Jews, oh, they are only fringe. How many they are? Thanks to God, we are hundreds of thousands. But unfortunately, yes, unfortunately, the secular Jews are 60 million today, unfortunately. What we can do? I must tell you that even between the secular Jews, there are large amount of people that are against the state of Israel. I haven't got a connection with them, but I'm coming to all the rallies here in London, and I hear they're calling up the speakers. Most of them are Jewish names. So I see there are large community, even between the secular Jews, but are against the state of Israel. But I haven't got a special connection. I speak on behalf of Jewish people, real Jews, what they are living the life according to the Torah and according to the belief in God. So you can understand that Judaism and Zionism are completely two different things. Jews are not Zionists, and Zionists are not Jews, and you can't compare these two together. Never. And according to Judaism, as I told you, Jews have no right to the land. We often hear that the Zionists say, we have the right to defend ourselves. And the same thing you hear, unfortunately, from our government and the other government. Israel have the right to defend themselves. But I ask him one question. Who gives you the right to be there in the first place? It's not your land. You robbed the land from the Palestinian people. Give them back the land. That's all. You can't take over someone's house and then say, I have the right to defend myself. Give back the house for the right owner. The same thing should happen in Palestine. Give back the land for the right owner. You haven't got the right to defend yourself. It's not yours. Give it back for the Palestinians. The Zionists say, there are no Palestinians. They've never been there. Palestinian people. What means a Palestinian? This is people without a land to a land without people. It was an empty land. I answer every time, no different how you will call them. But a land belongs to the people who live in there. No one has the right to take away the land from the people who live in there. No different what name you will give them. You cannot take England away from the people living in England. Nobody has the right to that. Even not the UN have no right to take England and to give it away for Italy. And they're no different. If French will occupy England, they have the power to that. And they will say, okay, we give it a gift for Japan. They can't do it. Nobody can take away a land from the people who live in there. Again, Palestine belongs to the people who used to live there. No different what name you will call them. The world called these people Palestinians. So the land belongs for them. Everybody knows the history. Knows the Jewish people was only a small percentage in Palestine 120 years ago. Maybe 10%, maybe less than that. My colleague Rabbi Sofer knows better the history. However, there was a small percentage. And the Zionists bringing up with money tricks Jewish people from Poland, from Russia, from Hungary, and from all the Middle East countries, bring them up to become a majority. But this doesn't give them the right for the land. The land belongs for the Palestinian people. And this is what I say, this is according to the Torah. And nobody had the right to take it away from them. The Zionists justify themselves every time, okay. But Jews, at the end of the day, Jews need to have a safe country. Everybody needs to have a safe country. We will give for Jewish people a safe country. We will save Jewish people from anti-Semitism. I say every time, just open the eyes. Where is the most dangerous place for a Jew to live in today's day? Go in the whole world, from Australia to Argentina, and from New York to Japan. Where the most dangerous place? Israel is the most dangerous place for Jewish people, for a Jew, not for a Palestinian, for a Jew to live there. I give the example every time. I live in England already 40 years, about 40 years. I never saw English soldiers in the street. You can't see them. This means a safe country. In Israel, every small child sees in daily life soldiers, tanks, weapons. This means safe. This is the most unsafe place for Jewish people. Not to speak for Palestinians, for Jewish people, the most unsafe place. The Zionists didn't make any safeness and also didn't save any Jewish people from anti-Semitism in the world. When I'm going in the street and I hear behind me, Hitler, Hitler, I know that he watched yesterday a video of Gaza. They're only erasing anti-Semitism all over the world. Our rabbis said it before, that the state of Israel will only bring bloodshed. And that's what we see with our eyes 80, 90 years later. 77 years for the state of Israel. And it's a long river of bloodshed after bloodshed. And nobody can stop it. The Zionists say, oh, if you are against us, however, you must come with us. If not, you will be killed. You don't know the biggest anti-Semites in the world are Muslims. They want to kill Jews. They want to throw the Jews into the sea. You must come with us. If not, you will be killed. Nothing can be further from the truth from that. Everybody knows a bit history. I believe it for Rabbi Sofer really to speak it better. I will just mention it. Knows that we have a golden life in all Muslim countries for centuries. But we don't have to go to the history. Just open the eyes in today's world. After 77 years of occupation, after 77 years of genocide for the Palestinian people, still Jewish people living in all Muslim countries peacefully. In Morocco, in Tunis, in Turkey, in Iran. Iran is the greatest enemy of Israel. Still, Jewish people living there peacefully. They don't know what anti-Semitism is. Just for 10 weeks ago, when it's flying the missiles from Israel to Iran and back, the Iranian government saved the Jewish people living in Iran. They didn't concentrate them in our concentration camps. They saved them. Today is an open world for a couple of £100. Take a flight to Morocco. Take a flight to Iran. You will see it with your own eye. Go to Turkey. You will see that. Jews have their golden life. I myself, I'm born in Palestine. My whole family gone out of there. We don't want to live under the Israeli occupation. I'm already 7 generations there in Palestine. My mother, she's already over 90. God should give her a long and healthy life. She told me she remembered we used to live with Palestinian neighbors, such a good relationship. We used to babysit each other, the children. She remembered that the neighbors bring the children to her parents to babysit them. And her parents bring the children to the Muslim neighbors, to the Palestinian neighbors to babysit. They have a golden life there in Palestine. How can people deny that? Here in London, there are many rallies. I'm going to all of the rallies here in London. Sometimes the police stops me and asks me, where are you going? I told them I'm going there to the rally. Oh, they will kill you. I must say I didn't criticize the police. I mean, I'm thankful for them, they want to protect me. However, I told them, you don't have to protect me, just look, I will show you a miracle. I'm going in between hundreds of thousands of Muslims. I'm still alive. I'm sitting here. Nobody kills me, everybody welcomes me. Muslims have no problems with Jews. They have a problem with the occupiers. They have a problem with the people who are making genocide. I will tell you one story. We was invited in Turkey for about 18 months ago, 3 months after 7th of October. We was invited to a conference. In the middle of the conference, Ismail Haniyeh appears there. I believe everybody knows who is that. He's the leader of Hamas at that time, unfortunately. Yes, okay, but he appeared to the conference. He saw the rabbis. He told them to come up. He embraced them. And he declared, Jewish people have our people, Hamas people, have no problem with Jews like that. Like these people. Rabbis like these will be welcome in Palestine. This all shows, improves. If don't forget, this is the biggest anti-Semites of the world, the biggest terrorist called Hamas. They declared openly, we have no problem with Jews. Jews will be welcome. This is a fact. Everybody who wants to open their eyes can see that. I will conclude my words, finishing my words. According to the Torah, the only solution that there is the full dismantlement of the state of Israel. We hope and pray for a peaceful dismantlement. Nobody looks for bloodshed. I'm not a politician, but I can only say the words of the Torah. In the Torah it's written, the reference is in Numbers 14, verse 41. A rebellion against God cannot be succeed. As long as the state of Israel is a rebellion against the Almighty. The Almighty sent us in exile, forbidden us to go out of exile. Bezwung us with 3 oaths, not to rebel against the nations, to go out of exile. This is exactly what the Zionists is doing. They rebel against God. They don't look on God's commandments, don't kill and don't steal. This is a rebellion against the Almighty. They will not succeed. They will come to an end. We hope, if we pray for a peaceful end, the state of Israel will be dismantled in full in the whole land from the river to the sea. We'll go back to the Palestinian people. And it doesn't mean Jews have to be killed. Doesn't mean Jews have to be expelled. Jews can continue to live there like we live in Iran, like we live in Morocco, under a Palestinian government in full. And Jews don't take any part in the government. We have to stay in exile and to accept the Palestinian government on us, to accept all the Palestinian laws on us. We hope and we pray. These times will come back. The time will come back. But we hope and we pray that will be soon and on a peaceful way. In our days, we will see that from the river to the sea, Palestine will be free. Inshallah.
Inshallah.
Thank you.
Jazakallah khair. Thank you, Rabbi. Yeah. Rabbi Safa.
Thank you so much. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It's a great opportunity to be between our Muslim brothers and sisters. Each one will be blessed. Barakat Allah alaikum, Allah barak fikum. I'd like to say a few words in Arabic for our Palestinian brothers. Allah ma'akum ya hibai, كل التحية وأجمل التحية لأبناء شعب فلسطين العظيم في مخيمة اللاجئين في لبنان، غزة الشقيقة والمظلومة والمدمرة والمدمرة، في أردن وفي سوريا، في أنحاء العالم كله، في أرجنتينا، في بريطانيا. هي فرصة سعيدة نشوفكم، وإن شاء الله المرة الجاية إن شاء الله نشوفكم في فلسطين، وأنت في بلدة كنيل، البلدة اللي افتقدوك هناك، رح ترجع إن شاء الله، ومهما يمر الزمان انت وابنك واولادك واولادك واولاد اولادك ترجعوا لفلسطين الشقيقه وبس. في عندي طلبه، خذني معكم يا اخوه، خذني معكم ان شاء الله. شكرا. Well, I think it was enough to say it in Arabic for my brothers. I couldn't hold myself. I'm very happy to see my Palestinian brothers here, and it's very painful. I see this honorable gentleman, Mr. Hussein Omar Hosseini. I'm very happy. He's like my brother. I met him in one of our activities for Palestine, and since then we became like brothers. We exchanged a day without messages with him. I to get very angry and upset at him, and he's all the way back. But mostly I like more his father more than I like him. His father is a piece of history. His father grew in a village of Kanir. Kanir is a southern village south of Haifa. It was also an Arab city before it was destroyed and conquered, and tens of thousands of Palestinians have been expelled viciously by the Zionist terror groups Haganah, Etzel, and Lehi, which was performed after that to be called Israel Defense Forces. These vicious Nazi Zionist groups who
Come and help with this. Come and help with this. Okay.
I'm sorry. Rabbi Beck already explained the fundamental difference between Zionism and Judaism, and I'd like to just to review shortly the history between Muslims and Jews, and to show how evil are the Zionists and how evil are they by not even saying thank you for a wonderful history of about 1,350 years between Jews and Muslims. The history between the Jews and the Muslims started by the Caliph Abu Bakr, Rahmat Allah ala Ruh al-Tahra, and after that by the Caliph, the second Caliph, Omar bin Khattab, the great Caliph who released Palestine for the Byzantines, released Iraq also, and also he captured, I think, Iran, if I'm not making a mistake, Persia, yeah. He put the foundation that after that the Muslim religion will tolerate Judaism and other religions also, in a state they would pay a loyalty tax that's called jizya. We'll be very happy and proud to pay the jizya because we've received protection, mercy, understanding, and sympathy from the Muslims government, especially from the Caliphate. And that was the beginning of the flourishing of the Jewish religion, because as Muslims, the believers of Allah Ta'ala, we've been protected and had the right to practice our religion. I myself, my parents are coming from Iraq. We've been lived there for many, many years. So my father tells me that our history in Iraq is about at least 2,000 years, if not more. And my father served in the Iraqi army, was proud to serve in the Iraqi army. He was an Iraqi nationalist, my father. He never became a Zionist. Till his last day, he cursed the day that he came to Palestine. As you know, my dear brothers, my Muslim brothers, there was a shift. Between 1.3 million, the number 900,000 is false, I just researched it lately. The numbers of Palestinians that was expelled in the Nakba in 48 was not 900,000. 900,000 was parents and elderly people, yes, but they didn't count the children. He was a child, my dear friend, Mr. Hosseini. He was a child when he was expelled from Palestine. He was not accounted in the number of the expelled. So the number is between 1.3 million and 2 million, because the children were never accounted. One of the biggest, vicious, worst ethnic cleansings been done in a recorded history. And then, in order to fill up this land without people, Palestine became a land without people. Of course, after you expelled 2 million Palestinians, it became a land without people. Then they took all the Arab Jews families, about more than a million people, from Morocco till Iraq and even till Iran, and terrorized them in order to force them to come to Palestine and take the possessions, the properties, the land, houses, villages, farms of these great Palestinian people. ignoring the great history that we shared together. When I'm talking about it was in Iraq, the Caliphate gave us was the Resh Galisa, the right to live together. The Resh Galisa was a descendant, a grandchild of King David. When I say grandchild, it means like throughout the generations. And he used to receive an autonomous zone in Baghdad that Jews lived there, and he was like a small king. He used to come every day to visit the Caliph. He used to kiss the hand of the Caliph, and the Caliph used to tell him, "How are you? How is the community? How is life?" And the Caliph was interested about how the Jewish community are flourishing. And this Resh Galusi, this Jewish leader, used to receive a Muslim guards. He had a security bodyguards. And when he used to go in the streets, the Muslim soldiers used to say in Arabic, "I'mulu makan lil Ibn Dawood," which means make a space for the son of David. That's how the Muslim used to respect us, protect us, and be tolerant to us. But that's only in Baghdad. Who's talking about later? Even the Caliphate from Bet Umayyah, which was about close to 90 years, and the kings of the Caliphate from Bet Umayyah was great for us. And after we enjoyed from 500 years of the Abbasidi Caliphate. But Abbas, which I think it was founded by the Caliph Abu Safa, and Abu Safa also put the foundation of Jewish protection. He welcomed a lot of Jews to work in his government. Who can forget about the glorious Harun al-Rashid? Most probably you know about him. Harun al-Rashid used to give 1,000 dirham, which is I think it's a silver coin for charity, which many poor Jews enjoy that. Used to be a whole line of poor people used to come to his palace every day, and he used to give a lot of charity for the people, for the Muslims, the poor Muslims. Among them, poor Jews that used to receive this charity, daily charity
Gift.
for the gifts of the Muslims. My father's and mother's neighbors used to come to give potatoes, dates, and a sheep, a small sheep for the Pesach. Pesach is very expensive holiday. We used to receive it with thanks from our Muslim brothers, because my family was considered a very poor family. They were very needy family, and the Muslim neighbors they noticed that, and that's how they behaved them. As you know, charity by Muslim is a great thing, and they didn't avoid giving a zakat for the Jews. They gave a lot of zakat for the Jews. In the time of the Farhud, there was a Farhud which basically, I think it was a pro-Zionist, plot in order to put the foundation for the deportation of Jews, Iraqi Arab Jews from Iraq. There was about 100 Jews were massacred. No one knows exactly, but who were there. But when all the Baghdad Jews, Basra, Hanakil, and Mosul, were saved by their neighbors. My parents used to live in the second floor, and I think Mr. Hosein knows about this story. And the landlord saved my whole family, 14 members that used to live in the second floor. They came to kill the family, and the landlord stood with a sword, and he didn't let them to kill my family. That's my mother every year. See, when she used to commemorate, to remember this day, she used to tell us how we've been saved by our Muslim neighbors. My mother remember how the landlord used to take 2 wagons with food, with a kosher, proper Jewish food. He knew that the Jews doesn't eat non-kosher, so he just told them, "You go to buy the food, I'll pay for it." And then he used to go to 2 cities, which were very important cities for the Shiite Muslims, Najaf and Karbala. And my mother used to tell me how they used to go to the river there, and I used to give you cities. They're very beautiful cities. Both cities, unfortunately, were destroyed by the American invasion of Iraq at the time, when the Saddam Hussein were toppled. After that, it was like about insurgency, and they destroyed these old cities, which was very beautiful. city. I used to ask my mother, "Do you remember the old city?" She said, "Yeah, of course. I've been there many times. The Muslim Nabi used to take us there." I told her, "You should know it's been destroyed." She was crying because she remembers it was a very beautiful place. So, but Chaim, are you sure it was destroyed? Unfortunately, it was destroyed because my mother was very, very, very. When Palestinian people used to come to visit us and come to sell, make them like Palestinian merchants used to come from Gaza. At that time, Gaza was not closed yet. She used to come to speak with us, and they said, "Where are you from?" I was, "Oh, you're Iraqi. We can see on your accent that you're Iraqis. Why did you come here to Palestine? What happened?" He said, "The Muslims were not good to you." I said, "What can we do? We've been terrorized to come here." I said, "Well, we know about it." They knew about it. People from Gaza. By the way, the most 80% of the Gazan people belong to Palestine, to the ancient Palestine, southern and central Palestine, like Ascalon, Ashdod, Jaffa, Beersheba, yeah, and unfortunately now the Gaza people are facing a second Nakba, a second disaster, a second expulsion and genocide. But it's not second genocide. It's only one long. It's its old chain of a long genocide of 77 years.